In today's video, I'm trying to make a quick comparison between the ZTE Speed for Boost and the Metro PCS ZTE Obsidian, which is those, as everybody knows, it's the lowest budget phones you can buy. Without any further ado, guys, let's gonna find out what the difference between these two cheap phones. So before we go, I had just spent about $9.99 on this one, which is very cheap. It's around $10. I got it from Best Buy, and it's an old phone actually. And this is the ZTE Obsidian, which is the upgraded version, I believe, for that type of phone. This actually, you can find it with Metro PCS and T-Mobile. I believe this is not available with Boost, but since the Boost offer a cheaper phone, we want to see in this one and compare. Actually, just look to the design. You're gonna find out that the ZTE Obsidian kind of a little bit bigger, and it's actually more round from the back. To be honest with you, just to grip the Obsidian, it's more comfortable in the hand in compared to the ZTE Speed, which is, as everybody can see. The ZTE Speed, as you guys can see, you have a piece of plastic here. It holds the camera and the flashlight, which is, you got 5 megapixel over here. The lens actually glass, which is that's something good. While the ZTE Obsidian here, the lens is actually it doesn't resist the scratches because it's actually a plastic, and it's more soft, more smooth actually, and round from here, which is what makes the difference actually. To grip the phones, I believe the ZTE Obsidian, it's actually a better design, and this is actually because it's a lollipop Android here, so you guys are going to be able to see these actually buttons, which is capacitive buttons. It looks different than the ZTE Speed, which is still running on the KitKat Android. Front facing camera, speakers about the same location. You could say these two phones actually kind of identical a little bit, but not too much, because the design kind of a little bit actually different. Volume will be on the side. This is actually, it's going to be on one side. The power is going to be on the top. The jack for audio, it will be located on the top here as well, but you have the volume rockers on the left and the power on the side, and the charging cord is going to be on the side. This one, I believe, is going to be as well on the other side. So as far as the design go, the actually entries, the audio jack, the volume rockers and all that stuff, they're completely different actually. It's not about the same, but I mean, when you just look at these phones like that, you may see that there's some similarities in the design. Also, let's gonna talk about the display very quick. Actually, I've never been actually satisfied with the ZTE Obsidian display, as far as, but it's actually it's a budget device, so guys, please don't take me wrong, you know what I mean. I'm just saying my opinion. Actually, it's not that good display overall. Even it shows this IPS. We got actually here the ZTE is actually more vivid colors actually. Maybe I like the ZTE Speed display more than the ZTE Obsidian, which has more colors. And I believe also on paper, if we go through the specification, for instance, the ZTE Speed 4.5 inch and the resolution 540 x 960 and the PPI 245. This is actually good. While the ZTE Obsidian, it has 4.5 inch display and 480 x 854. So that means this actually ZTE has more resolution for the same size of the display, and the density per pixel for the ZTE is 218. I don't want to talk too much about display. It's a budget devices, but as you guys know, that's actually older phone and it's cheaper phone and has better display, so you can't go wrong with that. Also, let's gonna compare the hardware together. As everybody knows, the ZTE Obsidian, it doesn't come with a Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset. It comes with the actually MediaTek MT6735M, which is a quad-core processor, 1 GB of RAM, and its Mali is not Adreno for the GPU, which is in my opinion Qualcomm actually it's a better brand. Maybe that's actually score here is very identical as you guys can see, but it's not something about benchmark or speed or anything like that. The ZTE speed actually running a Snapdragon 410, which is actually good. I mean, I wasn't expect that processor to be like that. This is the same as the LGG style of people familiar with, and has 1 GB of RAM. The internal storage in both phone actually it's about 8 GB, but most likely you have 4 GB after everything pre-installed. And actually I have noticed that Boost, they have downloaded a lot of apps, which is I don't like, because these actually it's gonna take a lot of memory already on the phone. So you have the 1.2, which is faster processor, supposed to be Cortex A53 Adreno 306. In paper actually I would say even if the same results here, I believe the ZTE Upspeed has better a processor or chipset. Why? Because actually we've been having some issues with the Bluetooth. Wi-Fi sometimes doesn't connect to the ZTE Obsidian, has a lot of problems. And who is responsible about this? Actually the chipset and the motherboard. While you have a Qualcomm Snapdragon, that would be, in my opinion, way much better. Now we just want to go through actually the operating system or the UI. As everybody knows, Lollipop Android it's have been improved a lot since it came out, and the KitKat was the version before, which is we have this one. You get the app drawer, you get actually not very nice looking. I like the KitKat looking, but actually you just feel that it's the Lollipop is more snappier, faster. If you go to the settings in both phone, you're gonna guys be able to see that few differences here in just the theme. And the ZTE with the new phones, they're going to go stock more than have their own actually UI and stuff like that. This will help actually more to make the phone running faster and less junk apps and all that stuff. As you guys can see, not that big difference to be honest with you in these phones, because this is on the budget. But right now, if I just unlock the phone here over here, you guys are gonna be able to see even toggles for a shortcut, because actually Lollipop came with these actually nice stuff. You can just slide to open, which is give you a shortcut. But they actually, because this is a KitKat, so ZTE they made it that way for you. So few things, if you ask me which operating system you will prefer, absolutely will be the Lollipop. But I don't see that big difference when you are using these phones. You will get everything you want either way on the old version of Android. Phone, you can actually remove the battery and you will see 1800 milliamp hour battery, plastic back. You can remove it, replace it if you want. That's something good. But actually my complaint about the ZTE Obsidian, actually it takes a while to charge. That because it's not Qualcomm actually charger. This one it charges much faster. Even with 2000 milliamp hour you can still pop this one, but actually you have not removable battery. I don't know what you guys gonna prefer. Not removable battery, a little bit bigger, Snapdragon 410, which is it will charge the phone faster. This is actually up to you. I've been using the ZTE for a little bit, and this one just a little bit to be honest with you. So I have noticed that there is no issues in the battery and etc. It's not gonna last too much if you're gonna keep the screen on time. So around like 3 hours, 3 hours and a half. It depends on the brightness, it depends on what type of games you are doing or what you are actually doing on the phones. Both phones, as I've mentioned before, actually you have 2 megapixel on the front and you have 5 megapixel. You get LED flash for the camera. This one does the same thing, even if the location is not on the same as the speed. But what I found actually more interested with the ZTE score, actually you have manual mode, you have panorama HDR as mode actually, so this will help you a little bit to take a better pictures. Overall, in general, these phones are on a budget, so you guys not going to be expecting to have a very nice shot or anything like that. But for just normal usage, maybe daytime with the highlight and stuff like that, you guys are not going to have too much problems with it. Other than that, I mean, I don't recommend these phones for people they're looking for actually a good camera performance. But actually, just to be honest with you, the ZTE Speed has more for the camera than the ZTE Obsidian. Now, if you wanted the ZTE Obsidian because you like it, you have to go to Boost actually. I mean, Best Buy, they having that great deals on that price. You can get it activated, $10. You can't beat that. If you need the ZTE, you have to go to Metro PCS. These budget phones, you're not spending a lot of money on these phones. It's just needed for a daily usage. That's fine. I mean, if you're gonna have problems with it in the future, don't complain too much because you get what you pay for. And that was actually very much it for today. You guys also can subscribe for more videos like that. Leave a thumbs up if you want. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in my next one. Peace.